This is his very first time ever career playing in Pro League. And he did recently win his Code S group to get, or Code A group to get into Code S.
Yeah.
And he's on the new team, Yaoi Flash Wolves, of course, a team that's pretty well known in Taiwan for playing in the TESL. It's also got a great League of Legends team. Maybe even two teams. I'm not sure, but I know they have at least one.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, how he plays here in Pro League, because he has a lot of experience abroad. He has a lot of experience playing in a bunch of different tournaments. Very key guy in GSTL as well. And this is going to be his first game in Pro League. It's a different scene. He's in a different booth here, a new arena on, you know, what's it called? Mercenary King. Being a mercenary for this team, and he's going to have to play a huge game against this guy, Rain.
Well, Brendan, the poem on Outboxer in this map is, "It's lack of faith that makes people afraid of meeting challenges, and I believe in myself."
That's what Leenock is going to have to do. He's going to have to play to the poem of this map.
Well, here we go, Brendan. This is it. His very first time against a veteran. Can he do it? Because if he can't, Prime is in a lot of trouble. Let's jump into the game right now.
LTA는 SKT114.
Down here in the bottom right, in the purple for Prime, it is Leenock.
Like that red hair. In the bottom, or top left, excuse me, Rain for SK Telecom T1. Rain is on a completely different level. Yes, I know Leenock was one of the best players in the world. One of the best Zergs. A GSL finalist. He lost to Jockchi back in the day. One of the best GSL finals. I would recommend to go back and watch that one.
Has a ton of fans.
Ton of fans. Very well appreciated Zerg. And is in Code S currently. But Rain has been in Code S like over and over and over and over again with top finishes. Rain has won way too many tournaments in Korea. Rain has traveled the world and won tournaments. He's like Rain's like just too consistent. Now, one of Leenock's skills, I would say, and I think one of the reasons why he does so well when he travels to MLGs, for example, is his ability to play blind games. Not knowing his opponent, go through an open bracket, tear through it no matter who he's playing against. His style is unpredictable enough. He knows enough builds to not have to play standard, that he gets a lot of wins that way. On the other hand, we are talking about now the most prepared league in the world. You have one map, one opponent, that's it.
One map, one opportunity.
That's it, man.
Sees everything you've ever wanted.
You know, I'm sure Eminem watches StarCraft. He was inspired by Pro League and StarCraft 1 when he made that song. Because
gotta be it.
This is really an arena that Leenock has never played in before. In GSTL, where he was oftentimes the closer for FX Open, he used that same skill that I was talking about, blind opponents. You put him out last, and he's like the guy who cleans everybody up. He doesn't know who they're going to send against him back to back to back. If he has to get a reverse all kill, he's got to beat four people. Four people he's not preparing for. The only thing he's prepared for is his very first map, but everything else he does after that, what wins he gets, are just kind of reactionary games where he's just thinking, I'm better than my opponent. But in Pro League, he's playing against somebody who's excellent at preparation, has been ever since StarCraft 1, won the OSL, which was basically the format for the OSL was a different version of the GSL in StarCraft 2, where you had even more time to prepare for your groups. So, I mean, if you just look at all these things, you look at Rain and you're like, well, he is the master of preparation versus the guy who's not really that skilled in that type of arena. So we'll see if Leenock can actually pull off a win here in this best of one.
Yeah, well said. And Rain coming in here with the probe, he sees that super early third hatchery here. And I actually like that for Leenock, because knowing Rain, he's a very safe player. He likes to sit back. He does a better job of turtling than Younghwa will ever do, unless he comes back. I guess that was a little bit too harsh, but you know, he's just one of the best, safest Protosses that we have here in the world. And Leenock's going to say, well, I'm going to play greedy here economically, and you can decide whether you want to be aggressive. And if you're not, and if you don't want to play, you know, out of your comfort zone here, then I'm just going to get far ahead.
Yeah, he's like, that's fine. Sure.
He's like, well, I guess you're just going to let me have 3 hatcheries. It's fine.
With the gateway timing here, he's going to have a pretty quick warp gate research. He's going to have his tech out pretty early, too. Most likely to be Stargate, as Rain's not been one to Immortal all-in. Or, you know, even do like an Oracle build into Void Rays. It's like pretty much going to be a Phoenix every time. Now, let's see if these 2 Lings get in the main base. Okay, let's watch these 2 Lings get into the main base.
Yep, they're going to get in the main base, and the Stalker's going to micro. Thankfully for Rain, he has not put down that tech after the Cyber Core, so the Zergling's not going to see anything.
Actually going Robo here. Weird. Zany and crazy.
Whoa.
Wow.
This could be a response to that very fast 3rd hatchery. I mean, the rush distance on Outboxer isn't really that long, especially to get to that 3rd base.
He made a sentry, and he doesn't have a forge. I think this could be a sentry drop. Well, there's the forge. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to be a sentry drop anymore, but...
Yeah.
This is very Unrain-like.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see how his build unfolds here. Definitely, like you said, you know, this is a map that you just have so much time to prepare for. This is something that Rain has, you know, spent so much time on, especially since Codas hasn't started just yet.
Yeah. There's the Warp Prism. 2nd sentry. Forge is done, so he can, you know, set up a defense at home.
Yeah.
If anything comes his way. Warp Gate research done too, so I think he's going to drop 2 sentries out of the 2 gates he has. Oh, what?
Wow. Very
Double
interesting
Stargate.
Here. You know, he drops in, let's say he drops in these 2 sentries, he gets the force fields on the ramp, he warps in a couple more sentries, and then he has Phoenixes following up.
Yeah, this is always going to take the island. He's going to take the island and go Air Protoss. That Overlord, I'm pretty sure, saw the Warp Prism.
Yeah, if Leenock was on his game, he would
Yeah, he sends the Overlords right away to the island. He's like, oh, I know your game. He's not going to be able to creep this up and block it. But yeah, he knows what's up.
Leenock,
good scout here.
Yeah, he targets the Overlord. He sees the Warp Prism still going, but he's still going to check. No reason not to. Has his Zerglings ready here in case they drop over there, and he's going to be ready for it in the main base as well. Speed about to finish.
Yeah, with speed, this isn't going to get anything done except maybe blocking some mineral patches. But hey, if you're going to take the island base, you're going to make a Warp Prism. Might as well get the most bang out of that Warp Prism as you can. Force Field goes down here, and actually doesn't really trap anything.
Yep. No damage.
So this is the response. We've seen this a lot actually already in Code A. Players taking island bases on this map and on Waste Station, a map that you guys probably aren't familiar with if you only watch Pro League, but look it up. It's got an island. It's a build that is pretty tough to counter as a Zerg player. Most Zerg players just try to out-expand when they see this. Most Zerg players actually haven't scouted this, so it's becoming more popular. Leenock is on top of this. He goes for drops as a response, and I don't know. Let's see if this works, because the thing is there's a lot of Phoenixes. He's going to recall these probes, by the way, if you're confused, to the base.
No, they're just having a probe meeting here. You know,
probe meeting. What do probes talk about?
They got to discuss, you know, more efficient mining.
We got to discuss the pylon placement for the three pylon wall for the cannon rush. I don't know. We got some new maps coming up, talked about for next season.
Well, you know, look at this. This is like, you know, Leenock's going to go for the drops. He has the speed and the drops coming up for the Overlords, but he's got 6 Phoenixes out on the map. He's already killed 2 Roaches. He's like, well, are you going to drop me when I can kill all of your Overlords?
Well, he doesn't even have any reason to believe there's a drop, right? He's got cannons here at the front. Leenock has committed double upgrades to drops, but hasn't actually sent any Overlords over to get them ready. He's attacking with a small Roach force against these 2 cannons.
He's losing Roaches one after another.
Okay, well, here we go. So he is going to go for this drop now. I think he's just trying to keep Rain preoccupied here. He also hasn't... No, he doesn't have an Overseer with this. There's no vision of these drops. Okay, now he's going to see it, though. With Oh, is he? Is he going to see it?
Yeah, he's going to see it.
Okay, he sees it. He just sent all of his units, including his Void Rays, over right now. He has the Mothership Core, I think, still at the 3rd base. I hope so, for his sake. Nope, it's not here.
It's not there. There's 1 cannon going up, and it's not in the right position. He's going to maybe get 1 Overlord before it drops anything, but the rest is going to come out.
Well, yeah, a lot of Lings here, actually. This is a pretty aggressive response here by Leenock. Thing is, these units may have dropped out, but they're not getting off this island now, so they need to do a lot of damage. And he pulls the probes, but he actually targets the Nexus. I think this is a poor choice. There's 2 Void Rays here with prismatic alignment. Is he going to get it still, though? No.
No, it's not going to happen. And if you think about everything there, delayed mining for about 10 seconds maybe, but that actually was a big waste of minerals and gas. He went for the upgrades for the drops. He got the speed as well. But having all those units in the air and having that observer, that one key observer in the right place. And Rain is like, yeah, well, okay, I'm just going to kill all your units then, I guess.
What does Leenock do from here? He has a few Hydras on the way. He's getting a Spire to help deal with those Colossi. If he thinks he's going to go Mutas here, he's sadly mistaken because he doesn't have enough gas to make a massive chunk of Mutas. And with all these cannons here, plus the fact that there's already a Sky Army with double Stargate to produce additional Phoenixes. Even make sure the island can't be taken counterwise with a Stalker drop.
This guy is on top of it.
He might even be planning on taking that island, actually. Maybe he was like, well, I got to get this Overlord out of here. I'm going to take this base, too. This Warp Prism is a bit out of place. Need to get out of here. But the one thing that Leenock has going for him is he's like slightly ahead in upgrades. Not always the case in this matchup. And he's got a big army coming over here. But there's already 2 Colossi. It's 6 Phoenixes, 6 Void Rays. And he's got to attack into a funnel point where there are cannons set up.
Yeah, it really depends on, you know, how the Hydras and Micro, do they go down here? If he does go for a direct attack.
Is he just going to, like... I mean, he comes over here, and I think he scared Rain into thinking it was going to be like a secondary follow-up drop. He's actually just going to go out to meet him. It's a lot of Zerglings in this, though. Most of them do get obliterated. Nice force fields there.
Yeah. Pylon goes down out here. Could be looking to take that 4th base. With the composition he has right now, I don't think it would be too hard to defend there. 14 Corruptors on the way. It's going to be very useful against this big air army, but with how many Void Rays there are out already, you know, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, he's going to go for a small mini drop over here, but he looks desperate. Look at his face. 2 Void Rays ready to meet him. So many cannons. I think look at this. He should probably just turn around. Like, this is not getting anything.
Look at how many cannons are over there. Everything that got dropped out got obliterated immediately.
This is like, if you think about how many cannons he made, I'm going to count those cannons, actually, at this base. He made 10 cannons. That's 1,500 minerals. You could almost make 4 Nexi with that amount of minerals. But this is actually Rain playing the player. He knows that Leenock is so aggressive, it's like hard for him to actually resist himself attacking a base like this, a location like this. Now the 16 Mutalist transition, we talked about this earlier, where he didn't have enough gas to make it happen right away, but now that he does have that gas, it's not a bad choice, but he's got so many Blink Stalkers up against him. Right now, 17 Blink Stalkers and 6 Phoenixes here.
Yeah, and he's got the double Stargate still as well. So that transition into, you know, double Phoenix production right away out the gate once he sees it happen.
Not going to be too hard to make.
Yeah, it's going to be really easy for him. And look at this. He's just walking across the map. You guys see the army of Leenock bet there. A bunch of Corruptors, a bunch of Mutas are going to come in here. But is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. Void Rays charge up, and oh boy.
He's got some Corruptors here to help out against the Voids. The Void Ray is not really the biggest threat against his Mutalist, though. That's really the Stalkers. Sentry's over here adding some extra DPS to the ground. Now the Phoenixes are here, but you know what? This is a... No. I mean, I look at it, I'm like, well, maybe he's going to clean up the Colossi, but there's still too many Stalkers on the ground. The forces here are too good, and... No, it's just too much. He lost too many units. He threw too many units away on the island. Both times losing a lot for not getting a lot of gains. I think attacking the island, GG. Attacking the island with the roaches early on, I think he should have gone for probes. And I feel like Rain right now is just like a professor, like a teacher. He's like, hi, I'm Dr. Rain. And he's like, puts his little graduation cap on, and he's got that little stick, and he taps the blackboard. And he's like, preparation. He taps it again. He's like, preparation. Write this down. Some of the best preparation in the best of one map you will ever see. Very well executed island expansion there. Yep. I'm glad we're starting to see islands make a comeback in StarCraft 2. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
I like this map, actually. The more and more I see it, the more and more I see players preparing, like you said, like Rain for maps like this and making really cool builds on this and using it to their advantage rather than just playing standard. It's really cool to see Professor Rain over here just saying, I practice 15 hours a day for you, Leenock, and Doesn't seem like you did the same.